Well, hello there, lovely friend. I want to talk to you about something today, and it is a topic that is not mentioned a lot, not talked about enough, I believe, and that is biblical femininity and modesty as a Christian woman. I am by no means perfect at this. My past does not reflect perfection in this area, but still I have grown a lot, and I want to bring you wisdom from my granny, from the Lord, from the Bible, and talk about how we should present ourselves and what our grannies and the Bible say about biblical femininity. And not just what you wear, but how you speak, how you carry yourself as a woman of God, how you walk through a room, how you serve and love others. It is all connected. Oh, and by the way, I'm Casey. Welcome to Her Country Roots. Welcome back if you've watched before. If you are new here, I share all things homemade, homegrown, heaven-minded, passed down from my family to yours. I'm so glad that you are here. I hope that you subscribe and keep following. We have so much great content coming out. So let me take you back to the wisdom my granny passed down, the lessons I ignored, and the redemptive power of God that pulled me out of the mess and taught me what true womanhood looks like. My little granny, God rest her blunt little soul, did not mince words. That lady could spot a hussy 100 miles away, and she could call it out before you had a chance to blink. And I say that with love because at one point in my life, I was the hussy. My little granny would roll over in her grave if she knew half the stuff that I had gotten into. Even after all the lessons that she taught me, all the things that all the wisdom she gave me that I just, well, granny's old. The times have changed. We don't do this granny stuff anymore. But I was wrong. After some poor choices, a whole lot of heartache, and the grace of Jesus pulling me out of my own mess, I realized my granny was absolutely right. Now, I grew up knowing better, but I sure didn't do better. It wasn't until I had a baby young, and then another, out of wedlock, and it was not until the Lord got a hold of my heart that I saw how far off track I was. Now, there's no shame in my story. There is only grace. And I use it as a testimony to help others. So it's okay. I know that this video is for somebody. And for the people that it is not, who want to leave something ugly, you will not hurt me because I have already beat myself up enough for all of you combined. So this is just grace, and I'm being very vulnerable, but it is not because I have not already been through the ringer on the choices that I have made, because buddy, I have. Now I want to read 1 Timothy 2 verses 9 through 10. Instructions are given on proper dress and conduct for women in the church. I also want the women to dress modestly, with decency and propriety, adorning themselves not with elaborate hairstyles or gold or pearls or expensive clothes, but with good deeds appropriate for women who profess to worship God. It is not about burlap sacks and looking miserable, but it is about dressing in a way that honors God, yourself, your future or current husband. This is not about shaming. It is about knowing your value and not handing it out like coupons at the county fair. Modesty is not frumpy. It is not being ashamed of your beauty, and it sure ain't about shaming other women. But when I think of modesty, I think of wisdom, honor, and setting yourself apart as a Christian woman. I gotta reposition here. Oh. Okay, better. Your body is for your husband, not the highway. Ain't no reason every man from here to Jackson should know what the good Lord gave you. My granny put that so bluntly, and she meant it. Basically, she would tell me, cover up, act like a lady. And she truly came from a place of love and concern, because your body is a gift. It was never meant to put on display for everybody. It was meant to bless your husband and glorify God. Now, I've got some old-fashioned modest tips for you. If it makes you tug, pull, or adjust every 10 seconds, it's too tight, too short, too low, period. Number 2, would you feel comfortable and feel proud to wear this in front of Jesus, or granny. Number 3, wear clothes that flatter your shape but not reveal it. Number 4, you can be cute, classy, modest, all of them at the same time. You don't just have to pick one. And number 5, let your heart be the most noticeable thing about you. How you act matters. And when I talk about modesty, I'm not just talking skirts and sleeves, but I'm talking about how you show up, how you carry yourself, how you walk in a room without saying a word. What is perceived of that? You ever met someone who's just easy to be around? You don't have to be flashy or loud or dolled up to make an impression. Now, like I said, I'm not perfect at this. I'm trying every day. But I do believe that we need to hear this more. We need to know what this looks like. Modesty is reflected in your tone when you're corrected, your actions when no one's watching, and the way that you talk about someone when they ain't in the room. So ask yourself, do you speak with grace even when you're frustrated? Are your eyes kind, or do they roll more than a wagon wheel on a bumpy road? Are your words laced with gossip or goodness? Because how we act, how we love, how we forgive, it all tells the world who we belong to. Now, a quote that really sticks with me, and I can't tell you where I heard it, but it is, modesty isn't about hiding your body, but about revealing your dignity. Woo! That'll preach. There is so much grace for you, friend. The Lord is not up there tallying how many crop tops you own or you've worn in the past. But if you have them now, let's go ahead and toss them. But he does care about your heart, your repentance, and your willingness to walk in his truth now. So what does walking it out daily look like? How do we daily carry ourselves as Christian women and embrace our biblical femininity? That's a fun word. The journey toward modesty and godly womanhood is not a one and done. It is a daily walk, a daily choice. And sometimes it's hard. If we're honest, it can be hard. But living in obedience to God has brought more peace, clarity, and self-worth to my life more than anything I ever found strutting around like I had something to prove. I know that this might sound a little silly, but I'm what my granny and my mama would call a late bloomer. So I wasn't, very full, very womanly. It was real skinny. It was a real skinny mini. And my friends, they had curves and they looked a lot more womanly than me. And I remember that I would almost try to show myself just what little I had, because I was like, well, if I don't do some of this, I kind of look like a boy. I'm not very womanly. So the little womanly parts that I have, I need to really put this on the forefront, Now, I don't have that issue now. I am fluffier than I've ever been. The Lord, he really added some extra pounds to me. And I think that he did that because, he knows that I get cold. And so that was very generous. And I'm very grateful for not having to be so cold all the time anymore. But anyway, I say all that to say, I understand that sometimes it can be hard when we want to look feminine, and we feel that we need to accentuate those feminine parts of us, but we can do it in a way that makes us feel womanly and pretty without revealing all of our God-given goodies. If this hits home for you, friend, I really just want to encourage you. You can start today. You can be the woman your granny prayed that you would be. You can be the woman God created you to be. If this video blessed you, please share. And if you're on this walk too, comment below. How do you embrace biblical femininity? Do you have certain outfits that you like to wear? Is there something that you feel makes you feel very feminine that I could have left out, or any advice that your granny gave you that I'm definitely missing here? Let's lift each other up and get back to our roots. Sending all my love from this once rebellious hussy turned Jesus-loving homemaker. Stay tuned for more handmade, homegrown, and heaven-minded content. I'll see you soon.